Hey, what's happening? Journeyman here, and welcome back to another Football Manager 2018 simulation video. Today's video, we're going to take a look at 4 major nations and the top divisions: France, Germany, Spain, and then Italy. So, first and foremost, take a look at the French table, and a little bit of a surprise. AS Monaco are champions of the League One Conforama, which I actually didn't know they changed their name this year, so the more you know, I suppose. But AS Monaco were crowned as champions. Take a look at their championship winning side, shall we? So we'll talk by average ratings, and we'll take a look at goals as well. Top player for them this season was Thomas Lemar. The French left winger was absolutely spectacular for them. 19 assists, 11 goals, average rating of 7.86. He had a great season, and definitely a player worth taking a look at if you're trying to build a squad for the future. Only 22 years old, and definitely a player that will no doubt cost a pretty penny, but be a good signing either way. Kamil Gilk had a really good season as well at centre half. Very talented Polish 30-year-old defender. Then Falcao, believe it or not, kind of rolling back the years here, knocking, 28 goals this season. He had a fantastic season, didn't he? Assists 9, average rating of 7.38. He had a great season. Fabinho, and the heart of midfield for them, the Brazilian midfielder, the holding midfielder. Very, very, very talented, skillful player, as you can see from his attributes. 11 assists, 7 goals, average rating at 7.28. Any other real players that stand out on here that I should talk about? Youri Tillmans, as we know, a Football Manager favourite over recent years, putting a good show this year too, getting average rating of 7.10? Yep, 7.10, so a good season for him. Let's go take a look at the PSG squad. As we know, PSG are loaded with money, and they recently spent a pretty penny on Neymar. Let's take a look at his performances this season. So here he is, Neymar, one of the most, or I think the most expensive player in the world. He got 23 goals, 13 assists, average rating of 7.77. So he had a good season. He definitely had a really, really good season, but he couldn't power PSG to a championship. Yeah, for £198 million. Still did pretty well for them, but it's kind of hard to justify £200 million on a player if he can't get you a league championship. I mean, it's a little bit harsh. Yes, I know it's a team game, but I do expect a little bit more out of him. I expected those goals to be in the 30 mark. Obviously, the French leagues from top to bottom perhaps aren't quite as strong as the Liga, so I expected him to do a little bit better than he has this year. The top performer this year, though, apparently was Dani Alves, the veteran right back. Turn back time this season, a 10 assist, average rating of 7.82. He had a really, really good season. Thiago Silva had a good time as well at centre half. Marco Verratti, Angel Di Maria, obviously he failed during his time at Manchester United. Starting to bounce back a little bit at PSG, and he's putting some really good displays. He got average rating of 7.48, got himself 16 goals. Believe it or not, Neymar wasn't the top goal scorer. Cavani was. That's not really hard to believe, I suppose. Cavani is a natural goal scorer. 31 years old now, starting to reach pretty much just past his peak, I guess, as a prime footballer, but still can do the job at finding the back of the net. If you can get him, I mean, it's hard to justify paying £50 million for a 31-year-old striker, but this guy will definitely guarantee you goals if you sign him. So let's go back to the League One table real quick, and we'll talk about the bottom of the table. Strasbourg and Caen were relegated. Amiens just finished outside the relegation zone. Any other big surprises in there, really? Olympique Marseille finished in 6th. Take a look at the preview for the season, and let's see what the media predicted. PSG and Monaco evens favourites. Actually, the media has them at neck and kind of like touch and go between the two sides. So I guess it wasn't that big of a surprise that Monaco beat out PSG. But you imagine when you spend the kind of money PSG have done on players over the course of the year, you kind of expected PSG to come out winners, but never mind. So Monaco are champions, as we've just discussed. So next we'll go to the Liga, and let's see how Barcelona did without Neymar this year. Alright, so La Liga, where are we at? Nations. How is this working? Spain. Let's do it this way, shall we? Spain. Let's go to Spain. Let's go to the Spanish First Division. All right, so Barcelona looks like they are champions of the league, believe it or not. So very surprising. They finished well clear of Real Madrid as well. They only lost 4 games all season, finished 11 points clear of Real Madrid. Relegated Levante, Deportivo Corona, and Girona were relegated. Valencia, Atletico Madrid also made the Champions League. Sevilla, Villarreal, and Bilbao finished in 7th respectively. So Barcelona crowned champions of the league. Wow, that's kind of surprising. Let's take a look at the championship winning side real quick. Top goals for the season for them was Luis Suarez, 31 goals. He had an unbelievable season. Got himself 9 assists as well. Super talented player. 31 years old now, believe it or not. I thought he was a little bit younger than that. So he's starting to reach over his peak, but he could do a good job if you can get him in a little bit cheaper than £63 million. That's a lot of money for Luis Suarez. Then obviously Messi. We know about Messi. I'm going to talk about Lionel Messi, do we? He got 21 goals, 19 assists, average rating of 8.13. Apologize, hit the microphone. Then we have Dembele and his first season at Barcelona after signing for £98 million. Had a good season too. 15 goals, 8 assists. Then Lorenzo Insignia? I can't pronounce this. Never mind, moving on. They got 9 goals and 9 assists. He was a new signing for them. £59 million for him. And a pretty solid return. Then Ivan Rakic, the defensive midfielder, got himself 7 goals and 8 assists. Good return for the Croatian. Let's go to the Real Madrid squad. Just out of interest, I'm sure a few Real Madrid fans are out there in the audience want to find out how well the team did. Zidane is still boss. Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously top goal scorer, 31 goals, 5 assists. He pretty much carried the team as far as goal scoring goes. The player below him, Isco, got pretty much half the amount of goals that Ronaldo did. He chipped in with 15 goals and 12 assists. Very talented 26-year-old Spanish international. Obviously a player that if he can get in would be a really good signing, especially for a team like Liverpool. He'd be an ideal replacement for Coutinho if he ever leaves. Karim Benzema only got 12 goals this season, so disappointing season for him. Let me see. Gareth Bale only got 10 goals, only 3 assists. So that's actually a pretty disappointing season for Gareth Bale as well. Looks like Real Madrid didn't really live up to expectations this year. I expect them to run away with the league ahead of Barcelona after losing Neymar. But Barcelona kind of defied odds a wee bit and were crowned as champions. Take a look at the transfers real quick. I didn't do this for the French league, so I'll do that at the end of the video. So the biggest signing was Lorenzo, this guy from Napoli to Barcelona, 59 million, 69 potentially over time. Naki Williams, that we discussed in the Premier League simulation. Nacho Vasquez, we talked about those 2 players as well. Vasquez only briefly, believe it or not. I forgot about him. Anderson went from Lazio to Real Madrid for £22 million. I felt like the signings happened a lot in Football Manager over recent years, but he signed for Real Madrid. Any other major news? Alex Vidal went to Monaco for £19.75 million, the right back. He actually signed for Arsenal in a different simulation I did. Actually, I think that was during the Harry Kane team series. Yeah, Vidal signed for Arsenal that way. Yeah, never mind. Ignore me. I'm just rambling. Moving forward, Johnny signed Liverpool. That's actually happened a couple of times. This is going to be a staple, I think, of all Football Manager games. Johnny's going to sign for Liverpool, the versatile defender. All right, so let's go take a quick look at the player stats because we have 2 more leagues to get through. As far as top goal scorer goes, why can't I just click on top goal scorer? This is really annoying. It's obviously a weird bug, but Cristiano Ronaldo finished top goal scorer. So that's pretty much all I have for you. Wish I could show you more, but unfortunately, the game is still a little bit buggy because it is still in beta. So keep in mind, it is in beta. I will let it off. All right, so next up, Serie A. Let's go to Italy, shall we? If I can spell Serie, right? Serie A. There we go. All right, so champions of this league are Juventus. They won the league by 10 points. No real surprise there. Inter Milan got 2nd place with 87. AC Milan got 77. And an incredible 20 points behind Juventus in 3rd position. Napoli got onto the Champions League this year too, with Roma, Fiorentina, Atalanta all looking in from the outside. Relegated Verona, Benevento, and Bologna. And believe it or not, Spal, they survived. Incredibly, they went up from Serie C to Serie B. The Serie B automatically promoted to Serie A, and they're not just doing well in this league, but they're thriving incredibly enough. So that's a very interesting story. Take a look at Juventus real quick and their side. Higuain was top goal scorer this season, 26 goals. Paulo Dybala, we know how good this guy is. He is a special player. He'll be the next big move to somewhere, perhaps maybe Real Madrid, Barcelona, maybe someone in the Premier League. He's definitely on the radar of a lot of teams in the very near future. Then Mario Mandzukic got himself 12 goals this season. Not a great return for him. I expected a few more goals out of him. Although he's getting on in years now, 32 years old. Thought he was a little bit younger than that. So that's always a sign you're getting old when you start to think people are younger. So Sami Khedira also got 7 goals and 3 assists for him. Good return for the German midfielder. So yeah, let's take a look at the transfers for Serie A. Let's see if there was any major transfer news. I think pretty much covered it in other leagues though. As we know, the Lorenzo guy went to Barcelona. Napoli also saw Milik to Tottenham. Manolas went from Roma to Zenit St. Petersburg. Dries Martins went from Napoli to Chelsea for 26.5. First major transfer coming into the league was Nicole Sassone from Villarreal to Juventus for 17.5. The Italian left winger. Didn't play much, believe it or not. Only played 4 starts in the Serie A, 3 off the bench, average run of 6.63. So not a great return for that kind of money. Apart from that, no other really exciting transfers, to be honest with you. I don't have to talk about any of those. Could do managers real quick. Any major management movements? Vincent Montella apparently has left the club. He's new manager of Man City, believe it or not. So that's an interesting turn of events. AC Milan looking for a new manager. Roma, not really anything interesting there's going on. All right, so that's pretty much going to wrap up Serie A. As we know, there's a bug. I can't show you all the major league goal scorers. But what we can do though, I lied. I can show you who did win it. It was 2 goal scorers. Of course, the 2 goal scorers. I can't even show you that. Never mind, we'll move on, shall we? So, actually, can I do it this way? Instead of mistakes, can I go to goals? There we go, here we go. Mario Icardi and Higuain got 21 goals each. Belotti, Lapadula got 20 goals. Dybala got 18. Zapata got 18. Trotta got 17. Immobile got 15. I fucking butchered that name. All right, so never mind. Let's move on. Let's go to a place that I might be able to pronunciate. Let's see, the Bundesliga. All right, so good news as well about the Bundesliga. If you guys weren't already aware, Foot Manager and Sports Interactive Sega have agreed a deal with Germany to have official licensing rights next year. So instead of the German First Division, it'll finally be named the Bundesliga, and we'll get some real German international teams rather than fake players in grey. So anyway, to task at hand, no surprise here. Bayern Munich winning the league by 30 points. 30 points. You can definitely call that a runaway. So let's take a look at the Bayern team that was so dominant in the league this season. Lewandowski, obviously a top goal scorer. I feel like he is every single season with 30 goals. Thomas Muller got 17 goals, 10 assists. James Rodriguez on loan from Real Madrid got himself 11 goals, 11 assists. Arturo Vidal, a player I can't recommend enough. I think he's a spectacular holding midfielder and could still do a really good job for someone. This is a player that I really wanted Arsenal to spend a lot of money on. I think he's the type of player that Arsenal need in the middle of the park, and I'm surprised they didn't go for him. I mean, a move from Bayern to Arsenal probably would be a step down, but at the same time, he's the type of player that Arsenal do need right now. Anyway, getting off track, Andreas Schürrle got himself 8 goals and 2 assists. So let's take a look at the transfers in the league real quick. Second place, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Leverkusen, Dortmund, Hamburg, Red Bull, Leipzig got himself 6th in the table. That's a pretty good turn. Gelsenkirchen got 7th, and then Werder Bremen and Mainz were relegated. This actually going to be an interesting league. I've never actually managed in Germany before, so I might actually do a German save this league. And if I was going to do a German save, I think I'm looking at this team here, Wolfsburg. They've got a very rich history, some very talented players. In particular, Mario Gomez, 32-year-old German player. He can definitely help build around for a couple of seasons. Hot prospect, Marcus Fink, I think is a regen. Key player, Camacho. He actually plays for them. A holding midfielder, definitely a player you can build around. So this is actually a team I'm interested in managing in the future. What do you guys think? Should I do a save on Wolfsburg at some point? Let me know in the comments below. So let's look at the transfers real quick. 15 minutes in this episode now. It's gone a little bit longer than I would have wanted. Major signings. Dortmund signed Borussia Mönchengladbach, that's a mouthful, to Lars Stindl. The striker got himself 10 goals a season. Not a great return for a lot of money, but still 29 years old, kind of at the peak of his career. Then Andreas Schürrle went from Dortmund to Bayern, 32.5. We talked about him briefly already. Mario went from Villarreal to Dortmund, which Mario is. There's a lot of Marios in the world. He is a right back and a pretty average one at that. Then we have Max Kruse, went from Bremen to Red Bull Leipzig. Obviously, kind of an at-peak striker, 6.82, only got himself 9 goals. Only got 6 in the league, so that's a very disappointing return for him. So, we're not going to go too much further down this list. No real surprise, no almost surprises, but no major signings down here or sell-ins, things like that. So, all right, managerial movements. Any big clubs move the managers? Dortmund. Oh, I mean, so Bayern Munich replaced Ancelotti with Jupp Heynckes, but we kind of already knew that. Dortmund. Nope. All right, cool. Pin one traps of the video. What we actually have to do, we'll do a full circle. Let's go back to France and let's talk about the signings in that league. French division. Oh, I can do this. I can do this. Liga 1. Let's just go. You know what? France. Let's go France. Liga 1 Confroma. So transfers, I didn't do this in the last one. So major transfer going out of the league. Coco went from Gimpamp to Southampton. We talked about him in a previous video. Vidal went to AS Monaco from Barcelona. That's really about it, actually. Not really that exciting, is it? No, not really surprising. All right, so thank you guys so much for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy this episode. You know what? We're 16 minutes. Why not go a little bit longer? Let's check out the European competitions. That's one thing I didn't do in the previous videos. So let's do club competitions or international competitions. What we're doing, Europe. Nope, this isn't right. What we'll do is Europe. Well, yeah, it's European Championship. Nope, didn't want that either. Let's just do Champions Cup. I'm making an absolute mess of this, aren't I? Champions Cup. This year's champions were Atletico Madrid. Crazy stuff. Griezmann get himself 11 goals in the competition this year. Great return for the French international Antoine Griezmann. Plenty of goals for him, 30 goals, and no doubt he'll get a big money move somewhere in the very near future to Barcelona, Real Madrid. Man United has been rumoured. Chelsea's been rumoured. Speaking of Chelsea, they finished runners-up. So congratulations to Chelsea. Let's take a look at the semi-final. Juventus and Man United also made it there. Chelsea actually knocked out Manchester United. Goals as well. Morata got himself 8 goals in Champions League for Chelsea this year. So good return from him. Good first season for Morata. Cavani got himself 7 goals. Let's do the Euro Cup, shall we? The Europa League. Tottenham were crowned champions of the Europa League. They beat AC Milan on penalties, so really good to see a British team there, or an English team, win the Europa League. Arsenal got through to the semi-finals. They were knocked out on away goal rules to AC Milan. Wait, that can't be. Yeah, away goal rules. Yeah, okay. So disappointing for Arsenal fans. Another disappointing season. Second place and a semi-final appearance. Villarreal, or the other team, knocked out by Tottenham. Top goal scorer in this one, Andre Silva for AC Milan, got himself 10 goals. Let's take a look at this individual real quick. Andre Silva, striker, 22-year-old Portuguese, got 15 goals and 20 caps. That's a fantastic record. This could be another player to keep an eye on in FM18 for potential superstardom. I have a surprise in Umakani for Dynamo Kiev. Apparently had a good season. 32-year-old Congolese has kind of reached his peak. Wouldn't really recommend him too much. If you want to sign him for a short-term fix, he might do a job. Mesut Ozil, we know about Mesut Ozil. Contract's actually going to expire. He's going to leave on a free transfer. Can't believe I'd ever see the day where Mesut Ozil, at 29 years old, is valued at £3.6 million. That's kind of a shock. I'm not going to lie. So, that's pretty much it. That's wrapped up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to leave a like on the video itself. That's pretty much going to wrap up the series for now. In the future, you might see a video on 5 years into the future. I'm thinking about doing 5 years, maybe one 10-year, maybe a 25-year, maybe a 100-year. But as we know, the simulations take a long time to set up, so we'll have to see on that. Let me know in the comments below. Do you want to see me do a 100-year simulation? And if I get enough likes on the video, that's something I will definitely do. So if you enjoyed this one, please remember to hit like. And if you want to see more videos by me in the future, please hit subscribe, turn notifications on. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next part. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.